went to Disney World again. I know it seems like I just went, but you can't ever get enough Disney World, am I right? I went a couple months ago with my sisters and my mother. They surprised me for my 30th birthday. We had gone back in February of last year, so almost a year ago. But there were some situations that we had to rise above. A lot of us got like a stomach flu. It was really cold and rainy. So we were like, you know what? For Laura's birthday, you're so sweet, let's go back to Disney World. We left on Thursday morning, really early, had all day Friday at the parks, all day Saturday at the parks, and then we left Sunday. So we had 2 full days and then pretty much a 3rd full day because we left at about 6 a.m. on Thursday morning, so we got there around noon. So we had pretty much the whole day. But it was awesome, although we did have to deal with the weather again. I feel we have like the worst luck when it comes to going to Florida. I know that in those hotter states, it rains all the time anyway, but this was different. We got these like torrential downpours for most of the day, but hey, what are you gonna do? You can't control it. So we just went with it and still had a fantastic time. So I'm going to be recapping our trip, so I hope you enjoy it like we did. So let's just get into it. Like I said before, our flight was at about 6 a.m. on Thursday morning. And you know when you fly, they tell you to give yourself like a couple hour cushion for security and baggage. Well, something happened with my sister's GPS. It took us like crazy out of the way. So after driving for what seemed like an eternity, one of us turned on our cell phone GPSs just to see, you know, if we were close or what have you. And that's when we discovered that it had taken us like super out of the way, and now we were going to be cutting it close to even make the flight. Forget about cushion time for the bags and the security. Oh man. So once we figure it out and we're back on the right track, we're all crying because we're like, we're not gonna make it. We flew Frontier through a very small airport. So I think what happened was they had a 6 a.m. flight to Disney, or to Orlando, excuse me. And then the next flight out was, I believe, like 10 o'clock at night. So we would have missed the entire day, which is a 1/3 of our trip. So we were panicking. But we got to the airport, we ran. I'm telling you, ran through this parking lot, like through like islands. It was insane. There was no, I didn't film it because there's no camera time. There was no time to put it back. Like it was frantic. The girls would have been like, put the camera away. We got to the airport. The other flyers who were at the airport, I mean, it was pretty busy, even at 6 a.m. in this little airport. We like bust through the doors like, like all of us were crying. I think everyone felt pretty bad for us. I mean, they definitely didn't have to, because if you think about like travelers in an airport, they could care less for the most part, you know? But they were so nice to us. They let us go to the front of the security line. They let us go to the front of where you check your bags. If they hadn't let us do that, we definitely would have missed our flight. After all that trauma, we get on the plane finally, and we were ready to go.
We made it. We're not sure about our bag.
Oh my god. Everything worked out great, and we were ready to start our trip finally.
We just arrived in the airport.
So the first thing we did was we got changed and we went right to Magic Kingdom.
We're just arriving to Magic Kingdom on our first day! Hello!
We're all set.
Yeah!
Now, I do have one tip for you. We first walked in and we went to the stand with the occasion buttons, and I got myself a birthday button because it was my birthday, and let me tell you, they have buttons for all kinds of occasions. They have first-time visitors, anniversary, family reunion, wedding. They have all sorts. Birthday, obviously. So go get your button. not only does every employee stop you and say like, happy birthday, Laura, and it doesn't get annoying. It never ever gets old. It's amazing. But then you go to get lunch or dinner, they treat you with like a birthday cupcake, people come sing to you. You're treated like absolute royalty. And it's not just Magic Kingdom that gives out the buttons. You can go to any of the parks, and if they don't have a kiosk, which I know that Magic Kingdom has right in the front, you can just go to customer service and they'll get you a button, so anywhere you go. So tip number 1, if it's your birthday and you're going to Disney World, get the birthday button. You will not regret it. I wonder how many times I just said button. So we were in, I had my button, and first stop was, it's a small world, because why not? And it was right there in the front. So we got in our boat and we went all around the world.
Nice tan.
After that, then we ventured over to the newly constructed area of Magic Kingdom. This has been around for a decent amount of time, but it's the newest part of Magic Kingdom. And it's Beauty and the Beast / Little Mermaid themed. Like they have an area with LeFlou's Tavern where you can get turkey leg, blah, blah, blah. And then there's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is like a little mini roller coaster. We went on that the last time, and it was really fun. It's worth going on. I just remember when we were there, the line was ridiculous, and we were like, you know what, we were on it already, we'll pass that. But we made our way over to the Ariel side, and she had, Ariel's grotto. And so we were like, let's check it out. We haven't done this yet.
We're in a show. Hi.
The special effects on that ride were insane. I mean, they brought you through the movie, and it felt like you were actually in the movie. And I really, really like Ursula. She's one of my favorite characters. And I think she's super underutilized anywhere. The parks, everywhere. She's so good. But in that ride, she has like her own little section. She's singing Poor Unfortunate Souls, and the effects are insane where she's like singing to the ball and she's envisioning, like her boys leaving. It's incredible. It was really, really, really well done, so I'm really glad we went on that ride. Then we made our way down over to Tomorrowland. We went on Space Mountain. Always, always a good time. So after we did Space Mountain, we went on the People Mover, or the Purple People Eater, as my family calls it. And then, boo, it started to rain.
We are stopped temporarily because of the rain, but here we are. Tomorrowland. And the trees.
And then we moseyed over to Frontierland, went on a little splash mountain. And then we went on Thunder Mountain, which is one of my family's personal favorites. We got on that ride. We like starting a clap train. I'm sure everyone hates us at Disney World, but hey, we do this and then we get the entire train to start clapping along with us. And it just livens up the mood. People have waited in line for a while. They're starting to get cranky. So I don't know, I like it. I like that we do that. The guys in front of us, I remember, kept looking back at us like, please be quiet. Because I was filming and we were all so like, woo! Hooping and hollering, but we were excited. It was our first day at Disney World. We were hyped. So we went over to Epcot next to do some of those rides, and then have dinner.
So it has started to rain, just a little bit.
That's all right.
What are you gonna do?
We're having a great time though.
We're having a great time. What do you guys say so far? What do you gotta say?
Screw the rain.
Screw the rain, but it's okay.
Should we do the...
So something fun about Epcot is they have the little Coca-Cola area. And so we went into the store and they had a section of soft drinks from around the world that were popular. Like we would have, you know, Coca-Cola Original, probably for America. And then they had for each country, like they had the Beverly, that was like their, I can't remember what country that was, but that had a very interesting taste. It was good at first, and then it turned into some sort of like herb, grassy kind of flavor. It was very odd.
Laura drinks the Beverly.
No, it tastes refreshing though.
I'm gonna have to watch.
Yeah, exactly. That would never happen for you.
Excuse me?
But they have a little soft drink stand of all of the drinks that you can try for free. So if you wanted to, you know, taste some of the different popular sodas, go over to the Coca-Cola station and try them all out. Then we went to Mission Space, and I would venture to say that, I mean, no, I have never been on a real rocket ship. I don't know how many of us have, but I would go ahead and say that that is pretty much the feeling that it would be if you were blasting off. And I'm sure they went through multiple tests to try to make it as accurate as possible, but I remember screaming my lungs out because the effect that it made you feel as you're shooting into space on your rocket ship there, I felt like it was really happening. They give you a little warning beforehand, like, you know, if you're motion sickness, maybe this isn't for you, but they give you each a task, commander, engineer, pilot, and something else, and you all have like a duty to press a button at a certain time so you feel like you're in charge of the spaceship that's rocketing off to space.
Warning, instrument panel closing. If needed, space sickness bags are located on the instrument panel.
Commander!
Commander, rate is a little high. Commander, everything's A-okay. Concentrate on your assignment. First aid steps and manual control.
It was incredible. I definitely recommend going on Mission Space. They have a section where if you want a little less intense, you go on this color. We went on like the regular intensity because we were ready. We were intense and ready to go, and it was amazing. So after we were done with Mission Space, we went on Soarin'. You can't really tape that, I don't think. And then we went to a restaurant right next to Soarin' called Sunrise Seasons. And it's pretty much a like buy, sit down and eat, not like a server comes to you. So it was pretty low key, but the food was fantastic. I had like a Thai tuna salad because I'm a sucker for Thai food. So we were at a table and this man named Edwin came over to us and he said, you know, happy birthday, Laura. Thank you. And he said, you know, wait right here. And we're eating, so we're like, okay. So a couple minutes later, the entire staff, cook, all of the chefs, the people at the cash register, everyone came out, like not even begrudgingly. Because you know when you go to a restaurant and they're like, all right, everybody, happy birthday. Like it wasn't like that at all. Everyone was super friendly. They were beaming and they were singing happy birthday. And it was one of the nicest experiences. I swore we got it on camera, but afterwards, my sisters and mom were like, why didn't any of that work? But it's okay, I have it in my heart. Then Edwin's like, hold on again, be right back. And we were like, what more can he do? But he came out with a giant cupcake that definitely, like me, my two sisters, and my mother, we all split, like it was more than enough. And it was fantastic. So thoughtful. I mean, he didn't have to do that. That's the thing with the Disney employees. They go above and beyond because they want to. It's like no one was watching. Like he didn't have a manager like see or anything like that. Like he did it because he wanted to, and it made our night. Edwin, what a doll. He was so sweet. And everybody at Sunrise Seasons. So that was the end of our night. And always what we like to do at hotels is go in the pool at the end of the day, but we were pooped. It was late too. So we called it a night. We wanted to be rested because like I said, we had 3 days. We had 3 days to do all the parks, all the rides at all the parks. So we wanted to get our rest and be ready to go bright and early for day 2. Good morning. So it's day 2.
Look at that view.
In Disney World in our hotel here. This is currently our view. You can't see because of the fog, but we have the, what was it called, Mom? The Disney view. Maybe when it clears up you can see a little bit better, but it has, you can see all the way down there Hollywood Tower of Terror. You can see the swan and the dolphin. It should be a good day. Today we are going to Hollywood Studios and Epcot again for the World Showcase. Woo! For the countries. So we'll keep you posted on our trip today. So we couldn't do any of that without breakfast. So down we went to the hotel breakfast. And if you're anything like me, you love a good hotel breakfast. And this one, it did not disappoint.
Name's Dana. I'm going to take you to the parks today. This trip we're going to go to Magic Kingdom first. Then we head over to Epcot. Our final destination is Disney's Hollywood Studios. We'll be in our first stop, Magic Kingdom, in about 15 minutes.
So we were off to Hollywood Studios. So fun. Our sister Elizabeth was actually working for some of the day on Friday, so she was going to meet up with us a little bit later. So we thought we would hit some rides early, hang out a little bit until she's able to join us, and then redo those rides and continue on with our day. So the first thing that we did, because we know that it can get pretty busy, is we went to the Tower of Terror, which is our favorite. The line for the Tower of Terror, even though we got there early, was filling up quick, so this was the time to catch up.
What was your favorite ride so far on the trip?
Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain.
Space Mountain was definitely a highlight. I keep forgetting that it's good.
I don't know if you've ever been on it. If you haven't, and you're planning on going to Disney World, make sure you stop at the Tower of Terror. It's unbelievably super scary. Effects are incredible. Visually, it's stunning. And every time we go in, my sisters and I and my mother, we look up and we're like, the ceiling! This ceiling's so amazing. Like, how can we get a ceiling like this in our own home? But it's terrifying at the same time. It is a free fall drop. I don't want to give anything away, just in case you're watching this video before you go to Disney World and you want to like check out, you know, what I have to say on a few things. But for those of you who've been on Terror, you know how thrilling it is. And they change the drops every time now, so you never like, I know exactly how this is gonna go. So it's a new ride every single time. Oh, it's so great. My heart is like pumping just thinking about it.
The store with the key of beyond it is another dimension.
Disney World is still on the Frozen crazy train. So once we got out of Tower of Terror, I looked up, I was like, is it snowing? And yes, it was. They made it snow because it's the most magical place on earth, and they were blasting Let It Go through the speakers, and all the kids were like in a trance, because if you've seen Hocus Pocus, when they're like, come little children, I feel like that's the Let It Go song. My nieces and nephew, they hear that song and they're like, their eyes like glaze over. Oh gosh, it's crazy. And they had Olaf. They had an Olaf show, and I taped my favorite part of the song here. Then we went on over to Star Tours. So good. So good. The effects are incredible on this one as well. Just when I think I remember how this ride is, like, oh yeah, I remember Star Tours. And I feel like every time I go on it, it's a different ride. I don't know how many different variations of the adventure that you go on, but I feel like every time I go on, it's been different. That one is a little motiony too, so if you have like a little motion sickness, you may want to bypass the Star Tours, but it's not too bad. I mean, you'll get over it. I think it's worth it to give it a go. So we had a couple fast passes later on in the day. We were still waiting for my sister to get out of work and head on over to Hollywood Studios. So my other sister, my mom, and I looked at each other and we were like, cocktail time? You know, we're on vacation. So we walked by this place called the Prime Time, and it's a mid-century home is what I think they're trying to market it as. Kind of like a diner, kind of like a home. Their whole thing is each table, like if you're going for dinner or lunch, each table that you go to, it is like a kitchen. So you are in your own kitchen nook. It's crazy and really, really cute. But we went to just the bar because we just wanted to drink. This waiting area is incredible, and there wasn't really anyone there, so we got to really look at the furniture. They had classic shows on the TVs. We got Bloody Marys. I think my sister got a beer. The server, they're all in character. It was just fantastic.
So what do you think of our trip so far?
I am having a blast.
Having a blast.
I am. Bye. Thank you. Goofy. So Liz arrives, finally, and we're off to start the rest of our day with her. The first thing we go to is the Rockin' Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. And what that is, it's a high-intensity roller coaster in the dark with loops and everything. It's an incredible ride. I tried to film the beginning of the coaster thinking that like maybe I could get like half of it on, no. They go to 0 to 5,000 in like a second, and it's such an exhilarating ride. Definitely worth going on. Then we went on the Great Movie Ride, which I love. My family doesn't love it, but I love it. I know it needs renovation. I know. It's cheesy and kind of terrible, but I love it. It just reminds me of my childhood. You know, I like looking at the old movies. Like I like seeing Singing in the Rain and Wizard of Oz, and I still think it's well done. And it's something you have to do. I think they are updating it at some point. I hope sooner than later. I would love to go see an updated one. But it's great. So then we pretty much hit all of the stops in the Hollywood studios. You know, we gotta, time's a wasting. So our next stop is to go to Epcot again. And our plan was to go to the World Showcase. So we hitch a boat ride, because we were like, if we can take a boat instead of a bus, why not? We all aboard. I think that's a train. What do you all aboard? Boat. I guess they whistle. It's time to go. So we get into the boat, head on over to Epcot. Our first stop was France, and then the rain. The rain with a vengeance. It was crazy. We took our coats and shimmied over to Morocco, which is probably the worst one to go to because I feel like it's all open. We hung out in there. Aladdin and Jasmine were there, so we were like, I guess we could wait in line and say hello to them. But then we were cramped in this little area. All these people and these kids are screaming, so we were like, oh, let's just venture out. We trekked through the rain. We stopped in Japan. Everybody was camping out. It's one of those situations where everybody had to find anywhere indoors. So there were just people sitting on the ground, and like it was so weird. So after wasting some time, it starts to lessen and lessen. I think we see the sun, and it was great.
Maybe sunlight.
And we had reservations for my birthday dinner, so we packed fancier clothes in our backpacks that we are like prying off our wet clothes and putting on our dresses. And so we went to, I'll put the name of the restaurant here, I can't remember it. It was in Mexico, and it was phenomenal. It wasn't the restaurant inside Mexico, it was across the street on the water side. And we did this because there were fireworks that night and we wanted to enjoy our dinner and watch the fireworks. And another unbelievable Disney experience with our server. He was a doll. We got our food, he realized it was my birthday, so he brought out the line of specialty shots. It was, I think, like margaritas, the different kind of specialty margaritas that they had in shot form. Like there was a really spicy one, there was like a classic margarita, then there was like a mango one. They were all different. I'll insert a picture. There were all different kinds, and that couldn't have been cheap. And he gave it to us for my birthday. He was so sweet. So we got our entrees, everything was great. And then after that, he brought out an ice cream, like a dulce de leche ice cream with like a churro on it. It was probably the best dessert I've ever eaten.
Oh yeah. It's like it's like caramel ice cream.
Dolce de leche.
Oh yeah. What is this?
Dolce de leche.
Well, why do you have it?
Doritos.
Oh, it's because my birthday. I got that birthday food. Don't close up on my boob.
And he had already given us like a birthday treat, and he gave us another one because he's dope. So that was the end of our night. After dinner, we took our bus back to the hotel, slept, and we were ready for day 3.
Good morning, guys. It's day 3. Today we're going to be doing the Kingdoms and Epcot because it got super rained out yesterday. We're going to have like the same, I think, weather today. Pockets of, I think what they called severe rain. My hairstylist here is trying to French braid my hair because it's being really uncooperative in the Florida humidity. So we'll take you along today. There's some things we probably won't be able to show you because of the rain again, but we're gonna do our best, and yeah.
Look at that handiwork.
Nice job, Ma.
Get out of the way.
So like I said, we were going to the Kingdoms today. We were going to Animal Kingdom and then back to Magic Kingdom. This time we got like a fancy breakfast. I can't remember what is different. I think we got like a complimentary nice breakfast. I don't know, it was amazing. We were the only people there and it was delicious and fueled us for the rest of the day.
Day 3.
Yay! So the first thing you gotta do when you go to Animal Kingdom is go to Everest. Expedition Everest. Woo! That ride is so awesome. The concept for that ride, if you've never been on it, is you go on this coaster and you're searching for the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot or whatever you want to call him. And I got great footage from this and I watched this clip because it makes me think I'm on the ride again. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And it's so fun. So definitely go on Everest. It's a highlight of our trip every time. So after Everest, we got to walk around Animal Kingdom. There's a lot to see. There are chimpanzees in the trees. We got to play some drums. We got to see some dancing. It was incredible. And then our next ride was the safari, which I really get into. Although the line was super long. So that took up, honestly, I think it was like a few hours. We really wanted to go on the safari, obviously. That took up a lot of our time. But the safari was great. We got up close and personal with some of our favorite animals, giraffes, we had lions, elephants. It was fantastic. So then we walked around a little bit more. We got, the obligatory picture in front of the tree. And then we were like, we could fit in Epcot again. It's not raining right now. We hardly got to go there. So let's jump on back, see all of the things we want to do, and then we'll just go to Magic Kingdom later at night.
So this is day 3 in Epcot, and it's a much nicer day than yesterday. So I'm gonna try to film as much as I can for the countries, although we have forecasting that it's gonna be some heavy rain, so we may get rained out again, but we'll see.
had lunch in Japan. We had some udon noodle soup, delicious. My sister got some sushi. It was so good. Then we went around England. There was, you know, beautiful music.
I'm as strong as any lion. Country up the next home. I'll tell to all fighting men. Run the Makina.
They have the men with the flags in Italy with their super tight pants. And then it rained again. Oh, like super, more than ever. What?
So the rain started again. So now we've decided to go to the Polynesian for a drink, but because it's raining, it's kind of crazy out. Everybody's here, there's like conventions. So our plans are changing a little bit, but it's been good. Hopefully we'll get a drink and relax soon. The rain ain't gonna stop us. No one ain't. Nobody ain't.
So it seemed to cool down a little bit, and we were like, we can do it. And then it was like, just kidding, it's gonna pour like it has never poured ever, ever, ever. And this was when we were in line for the Haunted Mansion back at Magic Kingdom.
So, I don't know if you can tell right now, but it is to the bone raining. Like, it is so raining. And so it's very hard to film, but it is unbelievably raining. We're still trying to make the best of it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like, you know, when you don't think you could get any wetter. We'll try and film as much as we can, but I don't know how much it's gonna be. So we'll catch up with you in a little bit.
So after that, you know, we had our backpacks, the poncho over the backpack. It was a great look. There was no way to take, you know, the camera in and out. I didn't want to get it waterlogged and ruined. So that was pretty much the end of our night. After that, we went and got something really quickly to eat, went on a few more rides of what we could in the pouring rain, and then called it a night. And so that was it. Then Sunday morning, we got really early, our plane.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, for those of you who are just joining us, this is Frontier Airlines Flight 918 to Trenton, New Jersey.
We're sad to go home, but we had a really good trip, right?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Laura.
Thanks.
And that was our trip. Even though there was so much rain, I had a blast. And sometimes, you know, if the weather was perfect, maybe we wouldn't have remembered all of those times. But because it was raining as hard as it was, and all those experiences, maybe, you know, they made it a little more memorable. Let me know in the comments below if you have any rainy day Disney tips, because that would be fantastic for anyone to get a hold of, because I do know it rains fairly frequently in Disney World. And also, if you've had any crazy, memorable Disney experiences that weren't the norm, I'd love to hear it, or how you overcame some sort of weird situation. Those are always fun to hear, so let me know about your crazy experiences in the comments below as well. And I guess that pretty much wraps it up. I want to thank Disney World for making my 30th birthday a memorable one. Thanks to my sisters and my mother. It's like I'm having an Oscar speech right now. Thank you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave those comments below. I would love to hear about your experiences. Subscribe to my channel by clicking the button that says subscribe below. It's free. Like the video if you did. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.